Yesterday afternoon, I had quite a weird experience. Not experience really, because I guess nothing really happened. But I was in Pret like mid-afternoon, bank holiday Sunday. Doing my bit for the economy. And well, actually, they were in there before I was in there. So I walked in, and they're the only people in there. So there's like maybe about 8 women sat around a couple of tables put together. And the first thing I noticed, I was like, whoa, fucking hell, it smells strong in here, right? Like a fucking duty free lounge. Uh, but I didn't really look at them, so I just wanted to go and sit down. I had my camera with me, some like looking at some photos I'd taken or whatever. And like that Kardashian look that is like seemingly everywhere now, where all the women somehow I don't know if they're actually or if I don't know if that look is exclusive to women who have that kind of like ethnicity. I don't even know what ethnicity it is. It was like Robert Kardashian was, what was he like, Armenian or something like that. But either way, it's kind of like it's a generic look, but it's also kind of Mediterranean. You know what I mean? Anyway, there's these 8 women, and every single one of them looks like a knockoff Kardashian. It was like standing in a hall of mirrors or something. They're all like fucking distorted and you know reflecting off of each other. It's bizarre. Anyway, I was just sitting there having my can of Coke, sort of just looking at them, I suppose, but just thinking like, how does I, I was thinking, what are they? Who's that for the benefit of? Is it for the benefit of men, or is it for the benefit of women, or for them, or who? I mean, obviously the Kardashians are benefiting, but I just didn't understand. Like, also, so when I was sitting there looking at them, not like in a pervy way, really not, more just in like a quietly judgmental way. And I'm thinking to myself while I'm sitting here judging these women, that's not great, but fucking hell, no one can stop me. Um, but I'm also thinking, have they even noticed that I'm here? Like, I was the only other person in Pret, like other than the staff, and I'm sitting like a couple of tables across from them, like pretty obviously just looking at them. I swear to God, they did not even notice that I was in there. And I'm like, I don't know who the hell's going to ever listen to this anyway, but I'm just like an average looking 29-year-old white guy. Like, nothing special, fine. But like I do fill up a space in a room. Like, I'm not invisible. I'm pretty sure I'm not invisible. Um, and I was just sitting there thinking, like, they've not noticed that I'm here. Do they notice that anyone is here? Like, what happens when they walk down the street in their fucking little gang? Like, I'm imagining it's like some kind of like infrared world where the only things that pop up on the screen are like, I don't know, like a bar or a nail salon or a. What the fuck do they do during the day? Like, obviously they're down here because it's bank holiday weekend and they're gonna go to the beach or whatever. Although going to the beach can't be good for your look. I mean, it's like the elements are not going to play well with your fucking blusher and your hair straighteners and your you know fucking jeans so tight you can't even sit down. But I just couldn't understand like where are they? Do they work? Have they got employers? I can't imagine that as any one of them on their own has walked into a job interview and the person sitting on the other side of the desk has gone, "Oh, fucking great! This is exactly who I want." Like, in what world is that possible? They can't all be Instagrammers or YouTubers. I mean, surely there's not enough money in that. There's fucking two. They're what's the phrase? They're, well, there's loads of them. There's so many of them. They can't possibly make money from trying to be unique. By the way, as well, don't think I'm not a hypocrite. I am a hypocrite, like, in most areas. And let's be let's be right. Let's be fucking honest. Probably would fuck any of them. Probably would. But what I wouldn't do is like it. Promise you that much. I would hate myself just as much before and during as after. Right? And maybe in some fraction of a second, when my mind's elsewhere, maybe I can imagine that they're attractive to me in some way. But let's be honest, it's a fucking repulsive get up. Like, even if not aesthetically, just like morally, the whole vibe is so wrong. And it's so indicative of the decadence of the world we live in that we've got to that stage. Like 100 years ago, everyone had the Spanish flu, right? People were dying left, right, and centre. Half the men of Europe had been shot. And though, and you know, the women that were surviving, everyone was like fucking starving because there's no food anywhere. But you know, I bet the people that were healthy were happier. I was trying to think who is the male equivalent of the like um, copycat Kardashian, the low rent Kardashian, and I'm assuming it's like a guy who goes to the gym a lot, right? Not a guy who's like goes in, gets his head down, doesn't talk about it, doesn't take his shirt off in public, just general fitness guy. He's all right. I'm talking about. I imagine it's the guys with the big arms and the tight t-shirts and the fucking Range Rovers. Like, how's he got a Range Rover? Explain that to me. They can't all be lower league footballers. Again, not enough positions relative to the number of people trying to do it. It's like you see it every bank holiday weekend down here. People drive through the centre of town in their 4x4s with their shades on and their fat girlfriend in the other seat. Don't drive through the centre of town to go to the beach. Also, it's a shit beach. It's covered in rocks. Anyway, that felt pretty good.